Welcome to the kNights podcast. I'm your host, Keikoa, and as always with me is Ben.
Brochachos!
Welcome to the podcast. All you brochachos out there. Taco chachos? No.
What?
Nope. Can't be do things. Don't try that off the air.
Things.
No things.
Stuff. Coral. What?
We are back after 2 weeks hiatus.
It's just been one show off.
One show off.
Yeah.
That's completely my fault. I screwed it up, people. I messed it up. But we're back. So, yeah. How you been, sir?
Wishful thinking, which you are the king of. Did I do that right?
I think you nailed it.
Go west. Go west there.
Go west, yes. This takes me back to
Eating?
a time in a buffet one time.
That's weird.
That is weird. Everyone's having crab legs.
Wishful thinking that you had non-seafood.
That was my wishful thought. Everyone's having crab's legs. Crab legs? Crab's legs? The crab's legs?
Crab legs. Crab.
Crab?
Crab.
Do you like the crab legs? Do you eat the crab leg at the buffet? See, people seem to really like them. Or they usually like the thin ones, right?
Spider crab legs.
Those aren't the good ones, though. Like, you want the
Elastic
thick
king
ones.
crab legs.
Thick legs, right? Oh, no, I never get them at the buffet. I never eat the seafood at the buffet.
I had cotton candy before we started eating.
Because they had the cotton candy there?
When you were listening to this song, I was eating cotton candy.
Yes. Oh, I was, well, yeah, that was your bachelor party, and I was pretty sure I'm not sure, I must have been tired by then, if I just lost track of everything else, but this is the song I remember playing while we were at Planet Hollywood.
From the Pretty Woman soundtrack?
Wait, is this the Pretty Woman soundtrack?
Yeah.
Well, I had to look up the song after, because it was stuck in my head. Wait, but that's like but who's on the cover of that? That's not like, oh.
Richard Gere.
Is that Richard Gere? Well, that is, but is that, what, who else was in Pretty Woman? Oh, darn.
Julia Roberts?
Thank you. I've never seen Pretty Woman. I only know, like, a scene from the movie. I'm guessing it's good. People like it. But I have nothing to say about it.
Nothing?
Nah. I think that takes us to I have a roundtable question, though, that has to do with movies. Oh, not that one. Well, maybe. It could be this question.
I like the part where they go, Mercy.
Is that Roy Orbison that says it, or is it the background? Or is it him as the background?
No, I think it's him.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's him. Wow, he has really thick glasses.
That was his style. That was his thing.
Did he have... Yeah.
Yeah. That's how he rolled.
Like Coke bottles.
I don't think he can see where he is, actually. They just kind of direct him onto the stage and then point him in the direction of the microphone.
Mercy.
You had this song, and then the movie is based off this song,
Yes.
basically.
Other favorite part of this song.
Basically, the part that's not the singing part. You like the sound effects part, or the spoken word part.
Yes, all of it.
Well, you do like your oldies, though. It's definitely your wheelhouse.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You could. I always assume that any oldie I hear, I may not know who sang it or what it's called, but I have a pretty good bet that you do. It's like Ben would be able to name this song. He only needs like two notes, and then he's good. He knows every oldies song. Although, by oldies, I guess I have to clarify now, because now when you turn on the oldies station, you hear stuff from the 90s on the oldies station.
It's not oldies anymore. Wait, so what would I listen to? What'd that be called?
That's what I was wondering.
Classic oldies?
Because we have, here we have the station, the KERTH. That's the when we were growing up, that's the oldie station. So when we were young, they played
air quotes oldies.
Oldies, air quotes.
You didn't listen to Cola 99.9.
Wow, now you're getting obscure. Hey, you knew stuff.
That was the other oldie station.
Oh, okay. I stuck with, I guess, the mainstream oldie station.
It was like what K-Rock 106.7.
Okay.
So Star 88.7. That's what that was to KERTH 101.
Wait, Star to
Star
K-Rock.
Star to K-Rock was Cola to KERTH.
That's an interesting connection.
KERTH 101.
Yeah, I don't
Cola 99.9.
I don't remember the Cola one. Well, because I didn't have control over the radio because I was a kid.
Hello, babe.
It was bound to happen.
He knows it's coming. Steven's not here.
I know. This goes out to Steven. Who's not here with us
What?
currently.
Oh, baby, you know what I like.
Chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down.
Like I said, Ben knows his oldies. Well, this one is actually...
These are when they were on TV and singing in black and white.
They were never in black and white.
That's how old it was.
But now they don't play these anymore. You turn on KERTH. Does Cola even exist still? Is it still a station? KERTH's still around. But they adapted, I guess? Because they don't play... Because they play now stuff that... from the 90s, so when we were... not kids, but younger. Kids, yeah, I guess kids into teenagers is what you hear on the oldie station now, which, does that mean that we're old now, officially?
Well,
Once our songs end up on the oldies,
Cola
quote-unquote
moved
station?
into the 80s already. So they're playing like...
They just moved into the 80s?
Well, I'm looking at their playlist right now, so they're still around, but... what was it? Why Can't We Be Friends? War. Wanted Dead or Alive? Bon Jovi. Walk Like an Egyptian? The Bangles.
So they're not even in the 90s, because I know KERTH is definitely 90s stuff. Maybe even, I don't know if it's 2000s yet.
Another
But
one, Bites the Dust, Queen.
It's, Cola seems to be like, at least a further back. But the thing is, like, if you turn on KERTH, you're not going to hear like this song.
You have to have satellite radio now.
That's specifically dedicated to like 50s oldies or 40s oldies or 60s oldies. Like, you have the station that's only for one decade.
Yeah!
Unless KERTH's running their like Motown weekend. Do they even do Motown weekends anymore?
Maybe.
I think I turned it on a few times and they were doing like the 70s at 7. So like I guess from maybe 7 to 8 they played 70 songs.
So when you hear this song, does Lou Diamond Phillips pop in your head?
I never saw the movie, but probably. If I had to imagine a Ritchie Valley, yeah, it's gonna be Lou Diamond Phillips. Because whatever I picture is probably gonna be the wrong one. So. So if you show me the real picture of the guy, I probably wouldn't get it right.
There's this picture.
No. I don't know who that guy is. It's interesting that this was such a big hit. Like, I'm trying to imagine, because, I mean, it's all in Spanish, technically. I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying, like... Oh, it's like Spanish hits that big a thing at that time? Did he have another song that was a hit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That guy.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
No.
La Bamba. No?
I think that's what everyone would recognize. Yeah, I remember these songs because my parents they put it on K Earth, which I guess at the time was their oldies. So they would be listening to it going, these are not oldies. These are from our childhood-ish. Right?
Well, I just know growing up, that's what I listened to.
Did you listen to it, or did your parents listen to it, and then you listened to it because your parents listened to it?
That.
Okay. But you listened to it a lot. You kept listening to it beyond that. Like, you didn't move into other music, it seems like. Like, a lot of the 90s music, you've kind of bypassed you. It seems like you're like, whenever we play 90s music or 2000s music, maybe some of the 2000s, but definitely 90s, I don't think you know any of the songs from that time, even though technically that's your
90s.
generation.
90s.
I don't think it connects to you.
What about this? Is that 90s?
Yes. NSYNC was, yes, 90s. Later 90s, I think. But I could be wrong. Wait. Yeah, this is NSYNC.
See, there's still some terrible songs that everyone knows.
I like... Oh. Britney Spears is my guilty pleasure. I actually have a lot of Britney's.
She has a show in Vegas that she lip syncs
The
to.
original, like the older stuff, like this stuff, like the one that's on her first two CDs. That's the stuff I listened to. Like I didn't really care to listen to any of the newer, not new stuff, but even later stuff. Like I kind of like dig like a bubblegum pop kind of thing. So stuff that came out in the '90s from like Britney Spears, Jessica Simpson, that kind of thing. I kind of dig that. Christina Aguilera. Although, Genie in a Bottle I wasn't really that big a fan of, but it's definitely I really enjoy listening to that kind. So, definitely has a spot on my Spotify. On the main playlist, because it's my guilty pleasure. So, I guess I should see Britney in concert.
In Hollywood? Lip syncing?
That'd still be fun, I think. Although, I wonder if she'd be doing all the newer songs that I didn't care about. Like, just all the older songs would be like a medley. Like, oh, that's it? Yeah. I guess we can leave now. But I like musicals too, so like I always liked, because they usually do like dance numbers. Like I remember watching the MTV Music Awards, they'd have the whole set pieces and stuff. So I used to like watching those too.
Set pieces?
Like for like Britney's. I remember there was one they had Britney Spears and NSYNC when they were both starting.
Musical?
No, it's not a musical, but it's like a performance. Like it's like, you know, when you go to their concert, but they had
okay,
but like they have for award
like a
shows.
Super Bowl,
right,
halftime
kind
show
of thing, except smaller than the Super Bowl thing, but like a little segment. And I think when NSYNC and Britney Spears were both like they just came out like the same time roughly, so they had them like, well, we don't have time for both of you, so we'll just combine you into one. So you get to sing your new song and you get to sing your song. Like, you guys stop singing and she'll start singing. Perfect. There you go. So, yeah. I'm definitely stuck in the 90s. That's where a lot of my musical taste is, even now. So, like, my Spotify is mostly 90s music, with bits and pieces of a new song that I might like. But most of it is something from the 90s, because I'm stuck. Trapped.
musicals.
Is Mary Poppins... Well, I guess technically Mary Poppins is a musical. Is it? Well, oh, it's a play now.
It's gonna have a sequel. Mary Poppins 2.
It needs to have Dick Van Dyke reprising his role and reprising his accent, which everyone makes fun of, right? They make fun of his, is it Cockney? Well, his accent.
Yeah,
Which
it's a Cockney accent.
I never even noticed. I was probably too young to care. So I'm like, yep, that works. But I guess I never heard the real thing, so I'm like, yep, seems legit to me.
Close enough.
I had nothing to compare it to anyway, so yeah, kind of. Sadly, it was like that. It was like, well,
I actually don't know how to feel about this, though.
about the second one?
Yeah. Because
What?
I like the first one, and then this one, it's like they're saying the Into the Woods director Rob Marshall's gonna helm this new movie, and it's supposed to be Jane and Michael when they're older, and then with their kids, and Mary Poppins comes back to do her thing.
I kind of like that story, that setup premise. I'd like to see that. I mean, in theory. Beyond that, I don't know what I'd like to see, but it sounds like an interesting kind of premise, at least. Any other information on it?
Yeah. So they've made the official announcement already, and it's called Mary Poppins Returns, and it continues the same timeline as the original film, set in Depression-era London, where the film follows Mary as she returns once again to assist a fully grown version of Jane and Michael Banks, the children from the first film. Michael, now a father of 3, and his sister Jane will need Mary's perspective, magic, and love as they suffer from personal loss. And Michael and Jane raising 3 kids together?
Wait. I'm sorry, I got confused there. I
So-
heard the first part, Michael has 3 children, and then I guess I got confused.
And
On the
his
next
sister
part.
Jane
Right.
need Mary's help.
Oh. They're not their kids, right? Because that'd be weird.
That's what I'm saying.
That'd be weird on a different level, so
It's a little bit weird. Maybe.
maybe. Who's in it? Do they have any kind
So-
of a cast?
Yeah, Emily Blunt is going to be Mary Poppins.
Interesting.
And then joining her is Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Ah.
So he'll be playing Jack. And he's essentially a new version of Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke's Bert.
Interesting.
A chimney
'cause-
sweep who has some sort of relationship with Mary.
Well, because he's the writer-director of Hamilton on Broadway.
Yep.
So I like him. I don't know what he's going to do with the part, but I like him as a guy, and I like him in Hamilton, so we'll have to hear his accent.
Release date, Christmas 2018.
I thought you were going to say 2016. I was like, what? 2018? That's a while away. While away. Yeah, that too. Huh. No, I mean, that's all the synopsis they have so far, obviously. It's
Yeah.
just, she comes back. She looks different.
I don't know. You're messing with the classic. Stop messing with the classics.
Well, that could be said about many things.
Well, at least it's not a reboot. So I guess it's got that going for it.
Well, in some ways, like, as a continuation, then it's like it's a continuation of what you liked. At least a remake would be like, well, that remake's not very good, but it's not the original anyway, so it has no connection to the original, so it's fine. We can assume that they lived happily ever after. But if you have a sequel, you're like, nope, we know what happened. There's no
Yes.
hoping. We know what happened now. A remake is like, oh, okay, our original one we loved is okay. But it's weird that they're making it. I agree. It's like, why? Is this something people were asking for?
I think it's because of all their live action movies of the classic animated movies.
And since they already have a live action Mary Poppins, they just need to make another one?
A sequel.
Right. Because, like, well, we can't make a live action. We already have a live action one.
But the live action movies are making so much money for Disney now that they're like, what else do we have? What else can we do live action?
Which is weird because they have a ton of animated ones. They can do live action.
And then I read something online too that said there's so much CG in these live action movies now, like Jungle Book. It's basically
Animated,
an animated movie
in a
again.
different way, right? It's like as if you took the scene from Mary Poppins where she's dancing with like the penguins, and in that area it's just like, well, that's mostly animated, and then they're in the scene.
Now we're using computers.
Now we're just using computers instead. Although I hadn't seen Jungle Book, another one I needed to see. It's really good. Everyone says it's really good. So I was one who, when I heard it, probably in the whole podcast, was like, really? Jungle Book live action? I don't think that can work. But everybody who's seen it says it's really good. And the CG is really good in it, too. Because, like you said, it's
Jon Favreau.
if the CG was bad, there's a lot of it in Jungle Book. So if it had been bad, it would have been
Well, the whole
really
movie is
bad.
basically CG.
Exactly. So if it had been bad CG, that's all the movie is. But apparently it's so good.
Maybe it's because it was all CG that it's like you can't even tell
Oh, you would probably be
what
able to
was
tell.
real versus what was not. There's nothing to compare it against. It's just CG versus CG, and then Mowgli.
Which would have actually not worked because, I mean, that's a lot of imagining for that kid. So I guess you must have done a really good job pretending things that weren't there were there.
I don't know. I guess I'll wait for a trailer before I decide if
It's, yeah, there's
Mary
not much to
Poppins
go on, but it's another one of those ones like, why would you do it? I mean, I can understand, turning all your animated into live action because they're just making money. It's printing money now because they're not even making a new story necessarily all the time. They're just like tweaking it just enough if it needs to be. If it needs to be to make it live action. Otherwise, they're just like, it's good the way it is. Just make it live action.
Sleeping Beauty, they retold the story from
Oh, if you're talking about Maleficent?
point of view, and then Cinderella, they just retold Cinderella.
Well, the thing about the Maleficent one, which I did see in theaters, is I don't think it's it doesn't feel like it's connected to Sleeping Beauty. Like that, because that was the first one they kind of did, right? Was Maleficent. Their first attempt at doing a live action of one that's already established. And after watching Maleficent, I was like, okay, it was fine. It was fine for what it was, but it wasn't connected to Sleeping Beauty at all. Like, it's not It's not like you could watch Maleficent and then go watch Sleeping Beauty and go, oh yeah, I could see where it's connected. It just flows seamlessly into it. It's like the multi-universe where this is one version of Maleficent, but the one in the animated show is completely different. The one in the animated one's probably like, it's kind of more of like just a complete evil character, but a badass evil character that didn't need to be defined by anything. I think people that liked Maleficent are like, I kind of like her the way she is. She's evil, sure, but she's like badass evil and turns into a dragon and just wrecks stuff. But this new one's like,
there's people out there who are like, oh, Sleeping Beauty, look, it's that dragon from Fantasmic.
yeah, that was gonna happen. That makes sense. Because I'm pretty sure I don't know if are parents really showing their kids the old classics. I imagine they're probably showing them new stuff, but not like going back and watching Snow White.
I'd show my kids the classics, Looney Tunes, and
My classics. Not classics from a bygone time.
Back when cartoons were good
And violent.
and borderline racist.
Yes, there you go. That's how I liked my cartoons. But yeah, I mean, I can't fault Disney for wanting to make lots of money. So, Mary Poppins 2? Okay. I feel like they had so many other properties that they could have just like you said, oh, let's make a live action movie of this. Once you did Jungle Book, I'm pretty sure you could do anything.
Tron 3.
How about, finally doing that one.
And bring back Electronica.
You keep petitioning
Who's
for
with
that. You keep pushing for that. One day One
Oh,
day.
it's gonna happen.
It probably
But
will.
I don't care about it anymore.
Yes. Once everyone doesn't care about it. Well, because when we talked about it, we were talking about how it was Tomorrowland's fault at the time. Because remember, Tron
Maybe?
3 was greenlit.
Oh yeah.
And then
I was like,
Tomorrowland bombed
The
hard.
land or the movie?
The movie. And then it's Tron 3 went away. I don't know if it's directly related, but it seemed like why else would they just like...
No, it's related.
Yeah. Okay.
Disney's like that. They'll put a whole bunch of money into one thing, and if it starts to head south a little bit, they'll pull money from everywhere else and be like, no, we don't need you. We don't need you. We need to make a buffer for this. So, perfect example, Shanghai Disneyland's opening on the 16th, I think, this month.
Okay.
And not really anything that... I don't know, they sunk so much money into it, they're really worried. So they're cutting back on entertainment everywhere else in the company.
Because Shanghai Disney is actually owned by Disney.
Yes.
It's not like Tokyo Sea.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I thought for some reason they were owned by a third party.
No, that's just Japan.
Okay. So Shanghai Disney, owned by Disney, they put a lot of money into it.
Yeah.
And they got...
And now they're cutting back on services and entertainment and stuff at all the other theme parks, just so that they can put all the money and support behind Shanghai. That's why
Sucks.
people are saying, thanks, Shanghai.
Thanks for ruining it for all the rest of us.
Got less entertainment, less cast members. They're cutting like maintenance shifts and everything too.
You have to unplug
Charging
your own
more
toilets.
at Disneyland.
For
And
less?
you're getting less stuff now. Even less now.
Even less. And it's true, especially at Disneyland, because not only that, but half the park is not even open yet.
Well, it's slowly opening up, but they're getting further along with their Star Wars land.
Right. But until it's done, there's just like a whole carved out area that's walled off
Yeah.
that you can't do anything with.
But there wasn't really much in that corner anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, is that tomorrow? Not Tomorrowland, but Toontown? Do they take care? Or is that still there?
That's still there.
Okay. So
Basically from Splash Mountain and then that area where the train would go from Splash Mountain to Toontown, that's all cut off and blocked off and demolished. It's just dirt.
but soon or later, it will be Star Wars.
Star Wars.
And then it will be packed again. And then I want to go, but I won't want to go, but I want to go. But I won't want to go.
Drawn.
We were so close to getting an... Well, we were pretty much going to get a Tron 3 at the time.
Hey, I kind of sidetracked us in the beginning. Was there a roundtable question?
Oh. Are we circling back now?
Now we're going to jump back and then jump forward.
Okay. So the roundtable question was, what's a movie that everyone likes, that's universally liked, it seems, by everybody? You ask anybody, but you've seen it and you think it's overrated. It's not that good. You're like, you finally saw it after everyone's like, oh, you gotta see this movie. It's the best one. But it's overrated. When you saw it, you're like, that's okay. Or, that was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Hey, not that bad, but probably at least like, wasn't that good.
Huh. You go first. I'm still thinking.
Not a problem. I had been thinking about this because there's something that
Batman and Robin.
I think you're on the bandwagon at that, unless you think the opposite and you think it is the best Batman movie ever made. You think it's underappreciated. Said nobody ever. But yeah, the one I thought...
Spider-Man 3.
Good or bad? I don't know. I never saw it.
I think I'm just naming bad movies now. Catwoman.
There we go. That's better. I think Spider-Man 3 wasn't terrible, but it was like the worst of them.
It's terrible.
Let's see. So my pick is a movie everyone says, oh, it's the best. It's the best heist, or one of the best heist movies. And I really like heist movies. Like, I'm really a fan of them. But there's one that everyone's like, oh, it's a really good heist movie. You know which movie I'm talking about?
The Heist?
Not The Heist. That'd be a bit on the nose. No, the one I'm thinking of is Heat.
Never seen it.
It's okay. I only more recently saw it. I mean, it's got an all-star cast. You got your De Niro, you got your Val Kilmer, De Niro and
Master criminal Neil McCauley, Robert De Niro, is trying to control the rogue actions of one of his men while also planning one last big heist before retiring. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Hannah, Al Pacino.
Ooh-ah. That is the name I was looking for. You got Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
Attempts to track down McCauley as he deals with the chaos in his own life, including the infidelity of his wife, Diane Venora, and the mental health of his stepdaughter, Natalie Portman. McCauley and Hannah discover a mutual respect even as they try to thwart each other's plans.
Yeah. Now, this movie has some really good action pieces. Like there's when they actually rob the bank.
2 hours and 52 minutes long.
I didn't even notice. I guess so. Because like some of the scenes are really good. Like when they when they do the bank job and they have the shootout in the streets. Like it's like an open street shootout with them and the cops because it goes sideways at some point. That's cool. That's a cool scene. When they stop the truck in the beginning part and they're doing that like heist there, it's cool, but it, like you said, it's like 2 hours and however minutes long. There's a lot of parts that aren't the heist that are just like, okay, it's not like really, it's other character development, I guess, but I just remember everyone saying, yeah, this is a really good movie. And even the end part, spoilers, it ends up coming down to I guess Al Pacino character. He's the detective going after Robert De Niro. He's the kind of the head guy of the guys for the criminals. But it's just him chasing down, or Al Pacino chasing down Robert De Niro, but not in like a running scene or anything. Well, I guess maybe basically they're just kind of like in this area where they're like sneaking around and he's trying to catch him for a while. Like it's not like a big shootout or anything at the end. All I remember is I was sitting there watching it going, they're not really doing anything. I think it's supposed to be tense, but at this point it's just like, this is boring. And that shouldn't be, because I was like, everyone says this is a really great movie. And like I said, it feels like people mostly remember the really cool scenes, like the shootout and stuff, and basically those scenes. But there's a lot of movie that's not those scenes, where you're just like, okay, get to the heist part kind of thing. So, and I think a lot of people like the movie, and I was just like, I watched it the once, I don't need to watch it again. But maybe, who knows, maybe my taste. I like Ocean's 11, the remake one, which I guess is the one, and I liked it because it was mostly about the heist. I felt like by the end, like, you don't know what happened exactly, but they kind of show you, like, you see it play out, and you're like, huh. It's like a magic trick. You're like, how did they do that? And then they show you how they did it. And like, oh, that's clever. So you kind of see both sides. You see what happened from the perspective of everyone else, like, doesn't know what happened. And then they go, oh, here's how we did it. Like, oh, that's cool. So you're in on the thing.
Are you? Are you really?
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. Like, there was another movie I was thinking of that I did see in theaters, Matchstick Men, the one with
Haven't seen
Nick
it.
Cage. It's
Face Off?
no, not that one. But this one's not like a heist, but it's like con men kind of thing. But spoilers, like at the end, like you find out that the character you're following is being conned by the other guys, but you're not in on the con kind of thing. You're kind of when I got to that part, I was like, well, I felt like I got conned. I'm like, that kind of sucks. I don't feel like I'm on the inside. I'm like, oh, I got like
He was
tricked.
a ghost the whole time.
And not in a good way. So I was just like, oh, and I was like, oh, that ending's kind of like, eh. Because I like to feel like I'm part of like the group that's, one of the smart guys that's in on it. Like, I may not know how it worked, but I'm on their side. I'm with it. But then that one, nope. I was the one who got tricked. I'm like, okay. Like,
I've been bamboozled.
nah. And yeah, like, or kind of like The Sting. You ever seen The Sting?
Nope.
Okay. Older movie, but then that one you feel like you're on the side that's like tricking the bad guys or tricking the other guys. You're like, okay, we did this. I'm following along with the guys that tricked that other guy because he's no good, and I'm with the quote unquote good guys. That's the kind of thing I like. But I'm on a tangent here. Sorry. So Heat. I feel like it's overrated. But apparently that's just me because it's got an 86 on Rotten Tomatoes. So what do I know?
Oh,
Right?
that's what I should do. I should look up Rotten Tomatoes.
What? Look, you're still trying to figure out the. Should I travel down my own rabbit hole a little further?
No, I got a movie.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Are you unsure? It's like maybe it is good. I could be wrong.
Well, okay. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a weird rating. 57% of critics, but 86% of people who watched it liked it.
And you think that it's overrated?
Here's a hint.
You got the touch.
I'm not going to say it, but I know which one you're talking about.
You got the
I'll let you say it. I've never seen it.
Transformers. The Michael Bay one.
Wait. What? Do people like? Oh, I can see why it's got the weird rating, though.
6%.
Right.
Yeah. Like, it's a good movie. You gotta see it. It's Transformers. Transformers is awesome.
I don't know. It feels like anytime I've heard anyone say it, it's like they've seen it, like myself, but it wasn't very good. Like, it's like the Rotten Tomatoes said. It's 50-50. It's weird because everybody sees it, but everyone only has bad things to say about it. But they get his money. They get our money. I'm part of the problem. I am the problem. Sorry, I thought you meant the original movie too.
No.
Okay.
I'm just playing it to...
Right, because the Michael... Well, unless you're going to just play the
You
regular...
can't mess with the classics.
Well, I thought you'd go with just the Transformers theme song, not the song from the Transformers movie.
I'd mix it up a little bit.
Fair enough. Did you... So you did see it then?
Transformers?
Later. Yeah. Like, not in theaters, I'm guessing, just...
Actually, I think that one I might have seen in theaters.
I don't see why not. It was the first one, so... It was a thing. It was Transformers live action. It made sense to go watch it. Even though I think tentatively you're like... Or I think everyone was like... Okay, take my money, but I got my eye on you.
Yeah.
It's like long too, I think. The
Yeah,
movie's
so
like
I don't really have much to say about it. It's pretty self-explanatory.
I got stuff to say about that. I did see it. It got my money.
That's a 2-hour, 24-minute movie.
Yeah.
Comes in under Captain America, under Batman v Superman. Speaking of which,
Oh, we done with Transformers? Another segue?
yes.
I was going to say all the things I hated about Transformers. But moving on. It was under Batman v Superman?
All the things you hate about Transformers. Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that's a good portion of them.
Sam Witwicky. You
Did you watch the original
hold the key.
TV show or cartoon?
Yes.
So,
Those are awesome.
because I didn't really watch them, I watched every once in a while, but I didn't watch them as much. So that's why I was wondering, from someone who actually watched the
Yeah, I
show
grew up with it.
and then watched this, because like Sam Witwicky is from the cartoon, right? He's the human character, I'm guessing.
No, that was Spike.
So it's not even. Oh,
That's why I'm like, wait, this is this like construction worker dad, and then his son who also got into construction working, whatever, and then they happen to
run into the Transformers.
run into them and save him and partner with them.
And his name is Spike.
Spike. And Spike even got his own like little mini Transformer suit that could turn into this car thing.
Okay, so this character in the movie then is completely made up for the movie? He's not in any of like previous Transformers. I assumed he was a human from the series, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
because I was like, well, at
That's
least they
what
put that guy
happened.
in there, but apparently
That
that ain't the
guy.
guy. Huh. Well, then now I think the character's even more useless. Wow. It's kind of I'd say a bummer, but yeah, that movie.
Bummer.
That movie, we all know what people wanted to see. People wanted to see robots
In
fighting
disguise.
in disguise or out of disguise.
It's like Optimus, that's the wrong kind of truck. He was a cab over engine.
For nerds,
get it
by
right.
nerds. Basically, that's all that movie, we really wanted that movie to be, was robot Decepticons fighting, well, everything. But and the Autobots, just seeing them run into each other and shooting lasers at each other. Credits.
I think they should reboot it. But like start over and do it like an updated original cartoon, but with cool CGs based on the original robots.
I feel like that'd be something they already had, don't they? I mean, not to that level, but don't they have
Yeah,
something?
but not to that level.
Oh,
Like bring it
okay.
all the way up. Do
Oh.
it right.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like now they thought about it, like there should be a cut where you cut the humans mostly out of as much of the movie as possible. You'd cut like what? Actually, if you cut the human parts out, then you'd probably end up with like 30 minutes of movie. I'm guessing. And the problem is, it feels like and I think, especially in that first one, they shot everything. They shot everything. Everything was close up. I forgot. There's CG, so you don't have to be that close to anything. But I'm pretty sure all the action was so close. You're like, what part of what robot is hitting which robot? I don't know. Like, well, it must have been tough shooting them live action that way because, they're so big. I'm like, wait. No, you didn't have to shoot it that way. Maybe I need to rewatch it because that's what I kind of remember it being hard to follow what was going on because everything was shot so tight on everything that you're like, what the heck is going on? I'd like to enjoy the fight, but I for the life of me can't tell who's punch. I think that robot punched himself. He threw a punch and then hit himself somehow. But yeah, I mean, they've had 4 of them now, and they all make money.
Yeah.
So I don't see them stopping anytime soon. And I think I've seen maybe all of them. I saw the newest one. I thought it was a little better. Like, I mean, the Mark Wahlberg character was funny at least. I mean, it was enjoyable to an extent, but it's still way too long. It needed to be. I don't know why they keep thinking it needs to be super long. It's a Transformers movie, so you want to get to the robots fighting at some point as soon as possible. As much as I thought the Mark Wahlberg character was at least more enjoyable than the Shia LaBeouf character, I still didn't want to see him that much. I'm like, okay, I get it. There's humans. I'm supposed to identify with the humans in this situation, but I more just don't care about the humans. I want to see robots fight. I basically want to see Pacific Rim. That's what I'm saying. 2.
Yes. But I'm just saying that they should do it while the original voice actors are still alive.
Get them while they're alive.
Yeah.
Good call.
Frank Welker, 70. 70.
Okay, get them while they can still talk.
Don't know how much more Optimus Prime he's got left in him.
Gotta squeeze the last of the Optimus Prime out of him. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, Transformers. I don't think anyone would disagree with you that it... I actually don't know anyone who
Way
says
overhyped.
that it's a good movie, but it makes so much money. Like, yeah, I literally don't know anyone's like, yeah, Transformers is good. Never heard that statement made. But, that being said, it makes a ton of money. So, it don't matter what people say, everyone goes to watch it. Even me. Bad me. I'm part of the problem. Maybe part of me, in my heart of hearts, thinks this is going to be the one that's going to be, like, awesome. All the way through. Because all the movies tend to have some awesomeness, because, I mean, it's still robots fighting, so there's something good in it, but it's swallowed with a bunch of boring, non-necessary stuff.
Exactly.
Too long.
Yeah.
So Batman v Superman. Did we not talk about that?
No, not yet. You just said Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim.
You want to talk Pacific Rim? Wait, 1?
2.
2?
2.
I thought that wasn't happening.
It is happening.
It is happening again.
It is happening. It's official.
It was not happen. It was happening, and then it wasn't happening, and then it was kind of happening, and now it is happening.
And now Finn is being in the lead, is taking the lead role. John Boyega, lead role in Pacific Rim. The son. The son.
Of who?
That's loud. Actually, I don't know how this sounds. I never listened to the podcast, so I don't know how loud it is.
Give us feedback later on. It's too loud. Nah.
But he's playing the son of the character played by Idris Elba.
What was his name? You can't remember. I can't remember. The guy that talked about the apocalypse, right?
All I remember is today we are canceling the apocalypse.
For some reason, when you said that, I thought you were going to say, today we celebrate our Independence Day. I'm like, oh, wait, nope. Wrong speech.
That's 2.
Wrong speech.
Stacker Pentecost.
Wow, I was not going to remember that. And I was not going to remember that, but I should have, because that is definitely a very interesting name. But
And he pops open his Altoids can and takes a pill.
But there was so much awesome in that movie, I guess I can be forgiven, I hope, for not noticing that, because awesome robots fighting. Not in disguise.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have a date for it, right? Or anything? Like 2018, maybe?
It's gonna... Okay, so... Let me see. Stephen S. DeKnight is directing the film, which will begin production in the 4th quarter this year.
Okay.
So it's based on the world created by Guillermo del Toro and Travis.
It's weird they didn't have Del Toro doing it again.
Yeah. Well, he might be busy doing other stuff. But Universal's going to release a film worldwide, everywhere but China.
Why?
I don't know.
That's weird. Isn't it like...
China is what saved him. What saved Pacific Rim, because the ratings in the box office, it lost to Grown Ups too.
Which is dumb. But
Yeah.
I understand. I get it. That's just...
But we saw it on D-Box, which made it even awesomer.
You did. I didn't.
Yes, we saw it in D-Box.
Just ditched us. Like, whatever. See how it is. We're going to have this awesome experience. In D-Box. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. which I hear it was.
I ruined movies for Joseph forever.
Oh yeah, that's on you. Man can never watch another movie again. It's all downhill from here.
I'm fine with that.
You'll live with that?
I can live with that.
Okay. I mean, I think a lot of people didn't even they wanted this to happen because it's awesome. They wanted a sequel. They've been wanting a sequel. Although, like you said, it didn't do as well here domestically as they would have hoped. And number 2 to Grown Ups 2. But everyone who liked it or saw it really liked it. It's just that not everyone saw it here. I don't know why they wouldn't show it in China. I think China is either the second biggest or the biggest kind of movie. Basically country that's like the one you want to hit, right? Like you have the United States and you have China. Big consumers of movies.
Yeah. The thing that got me really excited about this is when I was reading this article. Guillermo del Toro said it's going to begin filming this November, and in case you were wondering, it's going to be big and end big. He said, we have an epic battle at the end that we started designing a couple weeks ago.
So he's not directing, but he's part of
creatively involved in it, yeah.
Okay. That's
so
fine.
it picks up a few years after the first film. They haven't really fully fleshed out the plot yet, but it basically that's the timeline. And it focuses on the kaiju, and somehow they come back.
Because like a wormhole or something, right?
The interdimensional rift at the bottom of the ocean.
There we go.
They found a way to come back. Once again, we need to turn to the Jaegers to deal with this particular menace.
Godzilla.
More
crossover
boat swords.
Hey, this sword cuts through everything. We should use it more often. That's amazing.
But yeah, he's definitely has control over a lot of the creative aspects of it, and just it's gonna be awesome.
I agree. I can't see why it wouldn't be. Yeah, sounds like good stuff. I think everyone's been clamoring for a sequel, but no one was sure if they'd ever get a sequel since, like I said, it probably cost a lot of money, but it wasn't number one any of the times it was out because of Grown Ups 2.
Because people are stupid.
But I mean, everyone who saw it liked it. So
missed out on a good movie to see a crappy movie.
Some would say, yes.
I would say
the box office speaks differently. They like their Grown Ups, apparently.
Sequel. Terrible sequel.
What, the original was better? That's what you're trying to say?
No, just terrible overall.
Okay. It's like, it's no Grown Ups 1. Or Grown Ups 3. Yeah, Grown Ups 2. Bah! Bah!
Oh, speaking of giant mechs.
Speaking of bah?
No. The US and Japan mech battle is coming up soon.
I just got a flash of RoboJocks. But I'm sure it's not like that. That's another movie I'm guessing you hadn't seen. Or have you seen RoboJocks?
No.
RobotJocks? It might be RoboJocks. Anyways, sorry. Got confused.
Yeah, so I think they already set it up. That was supposed to happen this year. From last year, like June this year. Where America and Japan build mechs, like giant mechs, and kind of not have official combat, but
why not official combat?
Well, they don't want to destroy each other and damage.
That's what you're supposed to do with giant robots.
You gotta
destroy.
Gotta save it for when the kaiju come.
Yeah, but if they're paper, we got to know if they're good, because it's like, well, we never tested these things against actual damage, so you got to shoot at them or shoot at each other. Live ammunition, winner take all.
At first, they were saying it was going to be like a fight to the finish.
Yeah.
Until the other one's pounded in a scrap.
Yeah.
But then they're like, maybe not quite.
Wussing out.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see.
How big are they?
15 feet tall. So not that big, really.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I would like a fortress.
So America's Megabot is 15 feet tall, 12,000 pounds. And Japan's Karada is around 13 feet tall and 9,000 pounds.
Do I have a picture of them?
Yeah. The Megabot is kind of on like tank style tracks, where the Karada is faster and lighter because it's on kind of like this tripod base with wheels.
Interesting.
And they're firing oversized paintballs at each other.
While they stand stationary?
Well, as they're kind of going around, but...
Yeah. We're getting very virtual on feel. Well, that and Mech Warrior. The American one.
The American one does look a lot like Mech Warrior.
Like a Mech Warrior, like a mech suit.
Yeah. And then the Japanese one actually looks a lot more...
It looks like
usable.
something like I think from Virtual On.
Yeah.
Not like a Gundam or anything, which I would assume they would have gone Gundam, but probably not as maneuverable with current technology.
The US one looks like it's top heavy, like it could just fall over.
It looks like basically a tank, all the way down to its treads. It's basically an upright tank, more or less.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's built for speed and maneuverability. It's made to move at the enemy with as much firepower as possible.
Well, if this is what it takes before we get full-on Jaegers, I'm game.
You gotta start somewhere.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, looks like we got a while to go. Still cool, though. I'd
Still
watch
cool.
it.
Pacific Rim 2. Movie that is awesome.
Whenever it comes out.
Yes.
We'll talk about it.
Taco.
Whenever we got more information.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
What's next?
I like this music. Fade out. Okay, this is what's next.
Mm-hmm.
Batman
The animated series.
v Batman. I mean Superman.
No, let's stick with the other one. That sounds awesome.
So, spoilers.
Oh, for a movie that's now a month old? Or is it?
I think Batman was too happy in this one, and Superman was like super
You gotta
grim.
tone it down there, Batman. Come on. Easy there. Read too much of the joy.
Like, he didn't look as grim and menacing as Batman should in the suit. And, like in the chase scene, when
He's
trying to
killing
get the-
fools?
When he's trying to get the... Well, okay, the other thing here...
He's gunning down and just throwing them off things.
Everyone's killing each other. What the hell?
Batman
Oh my
ain't
God.
having none of it. None of it.
He's like, you know how many people you killed, Clark? Actually, it's more robotic.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
bring that down a bit.
I guess just do Christian Bale's Batman.
There you go. That's what we're all thinking anyway. Where's the trigger? There we go. Nailed it. Batfleck.
So, yeah, Superman just dealing out threats left and right. It's like,
Ooh, who wants to mess with Superman? You want to mess with Superman?
I will end you.
How I will end this planet. I'm having a bad day.
Don't
Frowny
show me.
face.
And he's all talking like harder too, like almost to the level of Christian Bale Batman.
My goodness. Yes.
And then Batman's like in that truck scene where he's trying to get the kryptonite. So he's driving around in his Batmobile. He's like, bang, 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 shoot, all this stuff, things exploding, flipping off.
Explosion, explosion.
And after that, he rounds a corner and there's Superman sitting right there. And then he has this look of surprise on his face. And it's like, Batman never looks surprised. He just has this one kind of static, stoic face. And he's like, you're in my way. I can fucking run over you.
I guess this is the first time that's the first time he's ever faced Superman, right? At that point. He's only heard of him at that point, or seen. He never
He knows who he is.
Yeah.
Saw him at the party.
He doesn't really know him very well, apparently, because he wants to kill him, because he's a menace.
Well, he knows him at least 1%. And if there was a 1% chance, to take it as 100%.
Makes
so he
sense.
knows him 100%.
Obviously. Yes, that's how percentages work. If only 1%, well,
Take it as the absolute.
So what happened to the other 99%? We're just going to throw that out then? How about 0.5%?
Round up.
Yes,
Round up to 100.
0.4. Too much. Oh my god. It's so dumb. Like, I mean, okay, I didn't hate the movie. But I had issues with it. Like,
where do you start?
I was fine. I mean, it was, I was fine. I was glad I got to see the movie. I'm glad it exists.
Batman killing people, Superman killing people. It's like, Lois is in trouble. Hold on. Let me kind of get ready so you can take him out. And he just, like, super speed flies at him through a wall and is like, yep, he's dead. It's like, I didn't kill anyone. You can... Yeah. No, he's just in a coma. He's still alive.
He's in a
a
very,
vegetable
very
in a hospital.
deep sleep. Which you may never wake up
That's
from.
what Batman's supposed to do.
That's what our Batman does. But I guess at this point, that Batman is like full on done with the shit. He was like, because at this point he's the older, grizzled, like he's seen everything. I guess
He's got a shotgun in the movie.
Yeah, he ain't having it no more. He's done. No subtlety. Yeah, there's definitely something that's just like, I guess that's a choice to go with for Batman, whose defining trait is not doing that, but okay. Whatever. I guess that's how we're rolling in this weird alternate universe, I guess, where maybe this is Earth 2 Batman and not the one that we're like, oh, that's not our Batman, that's a different Batman, obviously. But all in all, I thought I had low expectations for Batfleck when they announced him, but I held judgment. I like his Batman as Bruce Wayne. I think the script isn't very good for it, but I think he can play a Batman Bruce Wayne. But I think he needed a better script for it, like different Batman. Different scripted Batman, but I was fine with his Batman. I didn't have any problems with it, really. And his Bruce Wayne, I was fine with it.
I had problems with it, but I don't know. I can give you a benefit of a doubt and say, yeah, it might have been the script's fault.
Yeah.
But how do you come back from that if you're continuing with that timeline or that chronology?
I don't know, but they're going to have to figure out something. Well, because now he's basically going to write his own Batman.
Well, he already did, and they greenlit it at Warner Brothers.
Right, so they're like...
But you still got Suicide Squad and Justice League that he has to do, so...
Well, I think people have been...
Or done.
Like, he's, Zack Snyder. There we go. I think the reaction to this versus Civil War, and even before that, Deadpool that came out, and then this came out kind of to like a thud, more or less. Still made a lot of money, but obviously most people are like, or okay, no. I think there's a more careful eye on him because he was supposed to be the lead guy for the new DC cinematic universe. He's the lead guy, but I think they've taken a step back from there. But he's already obviously lit the fire, so now they got to kind of contain it as best they can. But he's still directing Justice League 1 and I guess 2. I'm not sure about that, but it's already underway, so they're just trying. I think they're trying to maybe guide his hand a bit. Like, see what they did over here? That was fun.
I think he just needs to watch, like, The Flash and Arrow and
no.
Supergirl.
Cinematic Universe does not do those kind of things. We did not bring the fun. We did not bring the funny. No. Although they may start bringing that after being basically pummeled
he did
by
throw jokes in there though, and they fall flat on their face. You're like,
which ones? I can't even remember them, to be honest.
That's how terrible they were. Because it didn't even feel like a joke. It was just like an awkward statement.
I don't remember it because it was like throwing a joke right into the middle of a pit of despair. It's like, yeah, it's there, but you basically threw it in a hole where it's just like, no laughter shall escape kind of thing, because the whole thing is so grim.
Like, so in the trailer you have the ones like, is she with you? It's like, I thought she was with you. And he has that look of surprise on his face. Batman looking surprised. It's just weird.
I liked it.
I didn't like
it.
I
thought it was fine.
No,
I liked it.
No.
I'm okay with that one. I'm okay with it because it was one of the times where it was something different than everything else in that movie.
But he's not supposed to be the one that's supposed to be grim and...
Are you talking about Superman?
No, Batman.
He should be grim. Wait, no.
He's not the one who's supposed to be the non-grim one and happy and the lighter emotional...
I see what you're going for. I see what you mean. But
yeah,
Superman ain't doing it.
No, he...
But then again,
he's trying to be Batman.
In the animated series, to be honest, he does sometimes come out that way. Not often, but he'll say something. It might be flat, but it can be funny. Like, he can be like, did Batman just say that kind of thing?
Well, it's a dry sense of humor.
Right, that way.
And it's executed and timed properly.
Right.
Not like in this movie where you have that joke that is just kept getting thrown out in the trailer and like, oh, see, it's kind of lighthearted too, and it can be.
Yeah.
And then when he saves Martha.
Don't even. No.
Why'd you say Martha? So it's like
the whole versus story was stupid, but okay, go ahead.
Are you a friend? It's like, I could tell by the cape. That was the joke. It's like, yeah.
Okay.
Oh no! It was like, I'm your son's friend, or I'm here to help you.
Oh, you're talking about when he's saving Martha.
Yeah,
oh,
and then she's like, yeah, I could tell by the cape, because he has a cape and Batman has funny. No, it's terrible.
I don't know. I guess. Yeah. I don't know. It's smaller on my problems with the movie in total, because
we attempted watching it, and then Ethan kind of just gave up as soon as he sat there, like, what the hell, no, and then he put up with it until Lex Luthor came in, and he's like, okay, I can't do this anymore. He got up and he left.
Okay. Okay, I didn't have that much of a reaction, but to each their own.
Something the new Lex Luthor would say.
Yeah. I mean, it's he just did his own thing with it, and could have gone better, I guess. But it is what it is. It's different. I mean, Lex is always seems kind of. I mean, I get you probably want just the powerful one, but even in the movies, the Lex is different. Like you got your Gene Hackman Lexus, which is kind of not like super badass or anything. Kind of on the campier side, not full on like what we got recently, but it's a different take of him.
I don't know why it had the dream sequences in there.
I think the dream sequence was set up.
This is how bad it could be.
And they wanted to do a cool action scene, I think. Probably. But it wouldn't make sense in the story. It's just like...
It made no sense at all. It did nothing to contribute to the story.
No, it was that action scene. You wanted to see Batman v Superman, but their weak reasoning for having Batman fight Superman that they had in the story, which is really weak, they're like, well, we need to throw in another Batman v Superman. So you have the dream sequence, which is like a mini Batman v Superman vignette. But it's not real, so it doesn't count, so it's fine. We can do whatever we want with it because it's a dream sequence. That's about it. I think it was just indulgence and stuff. Because the real reason they fight is dumb. Because either, like, even when he's going to, like, when Superman's, like, going, to fight Bruce Wayne because Lex has his mom, Martha, instead of just going, oh, I don't want to fight you, Lex got my mom, which is exactly what happens at the end of the fight anyways, except we have this fight
Lois
scene.
Comes in and says it.
Well,
He's
yeah,
like,
that, but it's the reason he stops is because of his mom. If Superman had just come and go, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not here to fight you. I'm just here because, he's got my... It's not like Lex said anything like, if you tell him I'm going to kill her.
He's like, let me walk close to you so I can tell you face to face.
Even that, because it doesn't even seem like Lex was like watching the fight like next to it. He was on the building far away anyway.
Yep.
So it's not like, hey, Batman, I'm not doing this right now. My mom's caught. If you want to fight or anything, we could do it some other time. But her name's Martha. It just seemed like, and it's not like anything Batman was doing in the beginning was just really hurting him technically. I mean, sure, Batman gets the upper hand eventually, but that's only because Superman's being dumb. Like extra dumb, as opposed to like he wouldn't even really be doing this. He'd be like, no,
I'm Superman.
I'm gonna punch you now. Like, or you can beat him. You could have, but you're doing it in the dumbest way possible, which gives him the upper hand somehow because of kryptonite dust. Okay, fine.
A kryptonite spear.
Sure, why not? I mean, we have to have some kind of thing because, let's be honest, Superman is going to probably beat Batman if he wanted to. But we have to have a fight, so we're going to have this really lame reason for the... I mean...
And the whole movie, like, it was a build-up to, I hate you so much, this is why, hate, then all of a sudden...
But I'm not going to talk to you about it. I'm just going to wait till we're going to fight. Or we confront. Or they do have that confrontation where it's like... basically, he's just telling him to stop, right? Where he crashes into him with the car... And he gives him some speech just like, you should stop being a vigilante or something.
He's trying to be Batman to Batman.
Yeah. And yeah, that's
like,
Superman.
Right now.
The Superman is so...
Consider this a warning.
Grim. And it's a continuation of Man of Steel.
He doesn't smile.
Yeah. See, that bothers me more as the Superman that they got. Or... The actor's fine, but I think once again, it's a script. They were
doing tub sex.
It's he's not supposed to. That's how he's written.
Yeah.
In the script is to be that guy, I don't think the actor, necessarily, he's just playing what he's given as it's given. But it's not Superman. Heck, if anything, the Superman is less Superman than the Batman. I mean, the Batman's killing people, and that ain't Batman. But even then, Superman's so Batman that it's not. He's out Batmaning Batman. He's like, I can grim more than you can grim. Like, what if you've got to be happy? Because then you're just like, one step away from just sitting on the couch and watching Netflix together, because you're all just the same now, because there's no difference between the two of you. Is what it felt like, anyway. And that was my biggest problem with it. Like, yeah, it had a lot of other things. I can understand Lex Luthor rubbing people the wrong way all over the place. I get that, yeah. He was definitely really going, taking it somewhere crazy, and yeah, I get it. It didn't work. I'm on that ship. I understand. I would have liked more of a serious Lex Luthor 2 that didn't seem to go that far. I'm with you there. But just the whole movie itself between Batman and Superman, there was none of that distinction between the two of them. They both seemed the same, which is not right. Which goes back to them not doing Superman right in Man of Steel. Like, he at least was getting there. Like, he was finally accepting it and not being so emo about his powers and how, I've got these powers, great responsibility. Wait, no, that's Spider-Man. But anyways, he was coming to grips with it. And then you get into this movie and he's back at square one where everybody hates me because I got superpowers and no one understands me. Come on.
And then his mom is like, screw them all. Who cares? You don't owe him anything.
Because that's our Superman, folks.
That's how he raised our son. That's our Boy Scout Clark Kent.
You can't.
Screw them all. They don't like
Ma
it.
can't, Pa can't. You're both terrible people.
Don't save me.
What? It's okay. He's got he's really fast. No. Yeah, okay. He's gonna. Okay. So once he becomes Superman, then does he think, I should have saved him? Maybe. Or I should have worn a mask, like a bag on my head. But he's dead now. Spoilers. Or not dead. Regenerating. Because they decided to do the Doomsday storyline, which also rubbed people the wrong way, too.
It's like they took so many storylines and crammed it into the movie and
you had your Lex Luthor, and then you're like, okay, there's your big bad. And then you had Doomsday. You're like,
created by the big bad.
Which is created by the big bad.
And then you had the fight with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman against Doomsday, which Batman sat out the majority of it.
Which makes sense, because Batman did not prep for this fight.
But in the animated series, in the fights that they had, he's all over the place. He's like, nope, not going to get me. Like when they went to... What was the guy's name? The one who does the Omega Beam from his eyes.
Darkseid?
That's it.
Or Darkseid?
Darkseid.
But
they call him Darkseid, but it's spelled Dark S-E-I-D.
Yeah, I always get confused on that one.
So it's like Batman, and it's like Omega Beam, and he's like jumping out of the way of the thing.
Right.
And it's all following him. He's like, nope, can't get me. I'm Batman. That was awesome.
I think at that point he's more used to it. In this version, he's still dealing with Superman as the lone alien thing that he has to deal with. And it's like, oh, crap. There's another one over there. Where are they coming from? I'm out. You deal with this, I guess. And then he gets killed, which seems a bit quick. I guess technically it's Superman's second movie. Technically, so... But it still seems a bit quick to be doing the we killed Superman storyline. You think you'd save that for, like, your Justice League Part 1 kind of thing. You end it there. Wait, it's Justice League Part 1 and Part 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's that one, not the end of the first of this one. But I guess they're trying to make it so he's not around for the movies between, so they have to gather the Justice League because Superman's dead. So it's like, otherwise it'd be like, we got Superman, we'll be fine. We can handle anything. We got Superman and Batman, we're good. Oh, Superman's dead? Oh, we better get some people. How about that guy that runs fast? Let's get that guy. And the guy that's under the water, let's get him. Which was interesting, like dumping of like, oh, here's the Justice League. Video. Justice League. Like, huh.
How do they have the logos already?
That was convenient. Surprisingly, it was all brief and quick in a movie that seemed really long. Like, well, huh. We didn't have time to do that any other time.
It's funny, I told Claudia about how they introduced the Justice League. Because I ended up watching on my own.
Okay.
Because...
I understand.
Yeah. And she's like, no, but Aquaman, Jason Momoa, he was in it, and it was awesome, right? And it's like, yeah, all 5 seconds of it.
There you go. There's your cut.
And she's like, what?
Hope you paused it. Because then, otherwise, you missed it. But, yeah, I guess so. I mean, technically, it was all just, service. They could have just skipped it, because it's really just set up for it. Not even set up for the other movies. It's like, they exist.
Everyone knew they existed already.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, and I mean, I'm not going to argue with it because I mean, I got happy. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I was happy to see it, but I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. I guess we're moving on. Like, huh?
Yeah. Overall, my feeling of the movie when I was talking to somebody else about this was, if you knew nothing of Batman and Superman, and you were totally oblivious to all that stuff, and you kind of like, oh yeah, I know he's like some kind of superhero thing and all this other stuff, but I don't really know them.
If you manage to find somebody who's never heard of Superman or Batman,
yeah, exactly, then yeah, it'd be an enjoyable movie for them. Like, oh, look at this, all this action stuff going on. It's like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Even then, I think
until
it's
the Martha
scene. I think even then they just get bored because it's.
But if you know just a little bit about it, like you saw the cartoons, like the animated series growing up, or you saw some of the more other classic movies, even the Christian Bale Dark Knight series, then yeah, you'd be sorely disappointed with this movie.
Now there were some things that, like, if you had read the Dark Knight Returns, which is kind of loosely, well, except for the Doomsday part at the end, but kind of loosely based on ish. They did do some scenes from there that if you'd read that book, or they probably did an animated one of it, that they did scenes from there that was a nice nod. Like they did, like we were saying, they did nods to stuff, or they just outright just took stuff and just plopped it into the movie.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily. Like a lot of people agree, it's like, okay, this has way too much in it. Like this could be another movie here where they're fighting Doomsday. Boom. That's its own movie. An actual Doomsday. Not some kind of bastardization of your character from the other movie made by Lex Luthor, who's the bad guy, but they don't really fight.
It's like
him.
almost like what they did to Deadpool in X-Men Origins.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
Yeah, that's about right. But sorry, I interrupted you. Sorry about that.
Oh no, but I was just saying the other thing. Like, if you were a hardcore fan into it, like saw the comics and knew the whole storyline of Doomsday and then Batman, the Dark Knight Returns, it'd be, yeah, you wouldn't be able to stand the movie, and that's kind of where Ethan was coming from. He's like, no. It's all wrong. It's not supposed to be like this. The hell is this?
Yeah.
Burn it. I have to burn my eyes now.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I mean, it's the only other thing is like I'm usually open-minded to it because especially with the comics, they'll change stuff. I mean, obviously these were way different, but if you think of it as like, if you were to imagine this as like an Elseworlds version, I guess technically, as opposed to not, it's like, this is not really Batman, this is not really Superman, or these are Elseworlds, like what if stories of what if Superman was completely emo and just did not accept his own powers and was an idiot sometimes? Here's your Superman.
And you know what everyone said about that?
Disappointed!
That's what they would say.
Yeah. And it's interesting too because there
Actually,
was.
I think this music's too happy
for this movie, because the running joke was always, and going all the way back, was that DC, the film, the cinematic universe, is that they had picked up the wrong points from Nolan's Batman series. They're like, because those were super popular, right? Everyone liked them. It's like, well, everyone liked them, so why did they like them? WB, or I guess whoever it is, DC or whatever, it's like, it's because they're dark.
No, that's an executive decision right there. That's Warner Brothers.
There you go.
Not DC.
Well, DC either said nothing. Everyone, but that was the joke everyone was saying. Like, that's what they believe. And then I think someone from WB or from Warner Brothers came out and said, no, it's not going to be like that, even though everyone's pretty sure that's what they had pulled away from. It's like, no, it's not going to be like Marvel, where it's like, I guess, fun or whatever they thought Marvel was that they didn't want to be. But we're going to be more realistic and, I guess, edgy, but not grim and dark. So they were saying that. And it was like, okay, we'll wait and see. And then you have Batman v Superman. You're like, well, oh, heck, you have Man of Steel. It's like, well, that was pretty grim and gray and grim, basically. Like, they even washed out the colors, didn't they? Like those. Have you seen that?
It was very hard
YouTube,
to make out detail.
The one where they re-added the color back into it.
No.
It's from Man of Steel, but they have like that. See, it's really like, you see the recolored version or the uncolored version, and you're like, that's Superman right there. The colors are bright, like they show him flying around and his suit's bright. Everything, even the background, is like vibrant and just like hopeful and stuff. You're looking at the scenes, you're going, okay, I feel good about this. Just seeing him flying around makes you feel good. It's not all gray and dark and stuff. Just a change in the color is enough to start to lift it up. But you watch all of Batman v Superman, it's all got that tint on it that makes everything look freaking gray. If you'd even like taken that off of the Superman scenes and just done that subtle difference where every time you see Batman it's kind of like that, and when you see Superman it's kind of like that. It's subtle, but it's like in your mind you're like, yeah, when I see Superman I feel better, like more hopeful. When I see Batman it's a little like, I don't want to run him into a dark alley, or there's something wrong here. He's damaged goods, but I guess he's on the side of good. Probably. But they didn't even do that. It's just like all dark, all grim. Who am I cheering for? Who do I want to win? They're both like, I guess one of them?
Fist of Jesus. That's who you want to win.
That's who I want to win. But not the worst movie I've seen ever, but definitely disappointing.
I think I would add that to my list. You gotta see this movie. It's awesome.
No one said that. It has to be something that's overrated, not something that's normally rated.
But you saw how much money it made, though, right?
Money is, as we've seen with Transformers and Batman v Superman, that made its much money because off of its name alone. You put Batman v Superman on the title, it really almost didn't matter what was on that screen. It was going to make a ton of money. It would have made more money had it been good, but the thing about Batman v Superman is everybody knows Batman and everyone knows Superman. Even if you don't read comics, you might not know the Flash other than maybe from the series now, but Superman is iconic. Everybody knows who Superman is. They might not know all his stories, but you say Superman, they get the image in their head. They know what he does, flies around, super strong. Batman wears the cowl. detective-y, dark kind of thing, but now there's so many Batman movies now that you can't, throw a rock without hitting one. But see, everybody knows them. They can easily say that. Building a movie around like Ant-Man, you have to really try. You have to really work your marketing to
Nobody
get
knew
anybody
how
to care.
Iron Man was.
Exactly. Any of the Marvel ones, really. Maybe Captain America, they might have known.
Maybe.
Maybe.
He was still pretty far back behind
Exactly.
Superman. Not Superman. Spider-Man and X-Men and Fantastic Four.
Exactly. But Superman and Batman, everybody knows who that is. Even if they've never seen a comic in their life, they know who those two characters are. So based on the strength of that, like I said, they could have put almost anything out. It would have made a ton of money. It should have made more money if it was a better movie. But everyone saw it once and like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to tell anyone else to see it. So there's no repeat viewing. There's no like word of mouth, hey, you should see this movie, like Civil War.
There was word of mouth. Don't see this
All
movie.
the wrong word of mouth. Sorry, I take that back. You're correct. All the wrong word of mouth. But it was going to make a lot of money just on people's basic curiosity. I had heard how bad it was, but I was still going to see it. You'd heard everyone saying
for
terrible
punishment.
things about it, but
I saw it for free, so
but you kind of still wanted. I mean, even if you took the time to watch it, even for free, you would. If it was really that bad and something you didn't want to see, you wouldn't take the time to see it. You don't even watch movies that people say you should see.
what Phil said was like, it's a terrible movie, don't even bother watching it. Maybe if it came out on Netflix and was for free, or like if somehow you're able to get it and watch it for free, and you had time to watch it, like you had nothing better to do. And I fell right into that just for that one little bit of that day. I'm like, well, I got nothing to do right now, and I can watch it, so here we go.
But part of you wanted to see it though.
Not really.
Because, like I said, we've recommended many movies to you that you've never and probably will never see, even when you have the time to see them. But you made the time to watch this, and it's a long movie. It's not a short movie either.
Well, I kind of
Part of you was like, I gotta see it.
I gotta see it so we could talk about it for the podcast.
That too, but you haven't
that's-
seen everything I've seen.
That's
Are you
the
gonna go see?
primary reason.
Are you gonna see Ninja Turtles? I'm gonna see it.
I didn't even see the first one.
See, you didn't even see the first one because of the podcast. I think part of you just wanted to see what it was because it's Batman v Superman. You gotta see it.
No, I think there's an obligation for me to see it.
So are you obligated to see all the movies that we're going to talk about now?
No, just
new
the one
rule?
because I'm a huge Batman fan. So
See, that's why you had to see it.
I had to provide my opinion.
You had to see it. Not for the show, but you knew you had to see it. Part of you just had to know. Otherwise, you've been like, huh, I guess I hear it's bad, but I have no idea why. Now you know, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
It's all your fault.
It's Phil's fault. He should have said, don't watch it. Run the other way.
It's like, even if you had free time,
just don't.
Watch something you already saw before.
Don't do it. Watch something again. Watch the animated series again. Do that. But yeah, I think it wasn't that good, but it wasn't the worst movie I've seen. Should have been a lot better. And either way, they're going to continue the series either way. So at least thankfully this didn't ruin like all of DC, but hopefully they're course correcting based on this, because right now it's not looking so good. And they've got the Wonder Woman movie coming out next, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Which feels like a completely different movie from a different studio altogether. If you held them side by side,
I have zero desire to see that movie. Not even a bit of curiosity to go see it.
I'm not that big on it. But I'll watch anything. So I'll pretty much watch anything. So the trailers didn't do it for me either. I wasn't that, but I feel like it could be something that I just didn't see in the trailers. Like there's opportunity to be good. Like I like a nice comedy ensemble. So if maybe they didn't want to spoil everything in the trailers. I'm hoping that that because, like I said, I'm with you. I was like, the trailers, didn't really do it for me so much, but it looks like it has the possibility of being fun.
Well, this is after seeing. Okay, there was a teaser trailer and then an official trailer. So the teaser, I'm like, and then when the full length trailer came out, I was really like, nope.
Is that the Bohemian Rhapsody one?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was I liked it, but I think I liked
Ballroom Blitz.
Oh, Ballroom Blitz. Yeah. I think I liked the song Ballroom Blitz, so I was like, oh, I like that song.
No, I don't think that song is in there.
No, I think there's a Bohemian Rhapsody one also.
Okay.
They like to do that, apparently, for the Suicide Squad. Take fun songs and then put them to the trailer, and then be like, huh. Okay. But either way, I'm with you. Like, the trailers did not sell me on it, but I kind of want to see it just to see where they're going with it. I'm curious. I have low expectations, and who knows? Maybe I'll see it on my own. Maybe I won't drag Carrie to see it with me. But she's usually a good sport and willing to see it with me, so I'll probably report on that when it comes out.
Straw. I'm not watching these movies with you anymore. They're all terrible. Damn you and your curiosity.
You should say that after that or after Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
I don't know, whichever order you can go see them in.
Well, it's out. That Turtles is out now. I don't think Suicide Squad's out yet, so it'll end after Turtles then. I think Turtles will be the last straw. If I get out there, I really want to see. I heard it's better than the first one, and I thought the first one was fine. I had my problems with it, but it was fine.
There's no Captain America Civil War.
Not many things are.
Captain America Civil War.
Batman v Superman, definitely on one end of the scale. If we were making a scale, it would be Batman v Superman on one end,
Captain
and
America
Deadpool on the other. Oh, I mean, no, sorry, Captain America
Civil War
on the other end. Did you see this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I sometimes forget which ones you've seen. Just want to make sure.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's okay.
I saw it in the theater with the reclining seats.
Did you have to recline in them because you were so close?
No.
Okay.
It's just reclining seats. It's like, ooh, we got middle seats now.
I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've seen.
It's at that new Cinemark.
It's been a while since I've seen Civil War. No, it was good. It was really good. But Marvel's got a really good track record so far. So at this point, they could put out anything and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But in this one, I didn't need to. Because even the trailers just were like, I really want to see this movie.
The surprise, the standout thing for me that was really funny was Ant-Man. When they first introduced him to the group. That was hilarious.
Impromptu, like, here's Ant-Man. It's like,
this guy. Like, oh, here he's like, oh, wait, oh, Captain America. Oh my God, you're awesome. I love you. You guys are cool too, but I love you. Hilarious.
It is pretty good. Actually, that whole scene, because that's kind of like the beginning part of the airport scene, is that, and that whole stretch right there from beginning to end was just amazing. Like action, it was funny. It's perfect. It just kind of had everything in a good scene, or good scenes, I guess. That whole section that they had in the airport,
an emotional roller coaster.
I don't know, through the movie or that part?
No, just that airport battle scene. It's like, oh, it's cool and funny, and then you're with them, and then you're stressed, and it's like, oh no, they're gonna make it. It's like, get away! And then after that, it's like, oh, he's hurt bad.
It had its own movie.
Still spoilers.
It has its own movie in a movie. Like, and scene. Credits. That was also the scene where you saw...
And he's like, Iron Man and Falcon. He lands next to him. He's like, oh, I'm really sorry, man. repulsor to the chest.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pissed.
That was also the scene where you first see Spider-Man in the suit, in his suit is in that scene too. So you get Ant-Man out of nowhere, Ant-Man out of nowhere, and you get Superman, Spider-Man. Now, Superman would have been interesting.
RKO.
Spider RKO out of nowhere. Oh my god.
Oh my god. The humanity.
But yeah, I really like this movie. Did you see Winter Soldier? Did we see Winter Soldier together? I can't remember.
I think so.
Now, where would you put this movie against the other Marvel movies?
I would put this at the top.
Number one?
Yeah. Age of Ultron wasn't very good
Yeah, I
for
heard
this
that.
like string of movies. I mean, well,
No, I think I'd heard that as well.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree. I still liked it a lot, but yeah, as Marvel movies go, it was okay. It wasn't the strongest one, so this seemed more like
compared to DC, it's awesome.
yes. On that
just-
bar,
But just because everything's been so awesome in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it kind of leaves you wanting a little bit more just based on what's around it, too. So there's really this...
higher bar definitely for Marvel movies.
It's a really high expectation to perform and do as well, if not better, than what came before. Kind of
Yeah.
like Star Wars, which we'll get to in a little bit.
But it's true because for like even Ant-Man, like we keep going back to Ant-Man, but his own standalone movie should not have been as good. That movie should not have been as good as it was. It's like just on paper, like it's like a movie about Ant-Man. Really? It's like that's not going to be good, or it's going to be.
It's like here's the scene. It's like he's in a hoodie and there's the bridge. Ant-Man.
Yep.
And it was awesome.
That movie should not have been as good as it was.
And it was awesome.
And so that's kind of where Marvel keeps pushing the bar. It's like, oh, you never heard of this character before? You're gonna love him by the time you're done with the movie. It's gonna be one of your favorite characters. Like, of course, I always liked Ant-Man. Psh, always been a fan ever since before Guardians of the Galaxy. Same thing. You're gonna love these characters by the end of the movie. I don't know what you're talking about.
This movie's gonna be terrible.
They should have done a different movie. They should have picked a named character. I don't know who any of these characters are. Flash forward a couple months.
Eat crow.
Every time. But it was Delicious Crow because that was a good movie too. It was so now. It's probably changed my outlook on movies in general. I'm more lenient on stuff probably than I was in the past. So
You're too lenient on DC.
Maybe. But hopefully it's a learning experience for DC to go, okay, what's Marvel doing again? Oh yeah, let's do some of that. Now that they're like, hopefully not like we're going to do it better than Marvel. Like, no. Marvel's
That's
taking
what the
time.
TV universe is doing.
Yes. Yeah. Don't even look at Marvel. Just look at your TV universe. They're killing it. They're doing very well. People like that character.
You got Flash and Supergirl and Arrow crossovers.
Yeah,
and
freaking you almost have your own Justice League in the TV universe.
that'll be better than the cinematic universe.
They're like, oh, they're putting out another movie. Oh man, when's the next season of Flash coming out? Although,
My name is Barry Allen.
and you haven't seen the most recent season, huh?
No, I'm
Oh, it's good.
I gotta catch up.
It's
And-
with the Flash. I got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what? And Arrow? You never watched Arrow though,
Mm,
and I can't besmirch
I
you
don't
for
think
that.
I have enough time for that to
Eh.
catch up, to binge all
Yeah.
that and catch up.
Wait
So
a
I think
minute.
I'll just stick with Flash, and then maybe I can I guess, do Supergirl.
Well, it's only one season of Supergirl. And
If I start now.
Well, Supergirl, the thing with Supergirl is it's its first season. It's only got one season, so they're still in their finding their footing stage. So it's a bit rocky for the first season.
Yeah,
It's got some good stuff.
I saw the pilot and maybe the second episode.
Yeah, it's a bit
And,
rocky in the beginning, I'd say, but it's with what they do and how far they go into like introducing characters and stuff like that. I think they were on the right path. I think, and now it's moved to the WB with Flash and Arrow. So I think it's going to be more in line because they still have the same staff
They're
working on both of
casting
them.
for Superman in there, by the way.
Right, I had heard that because you didn't watch
'Cause he's gonna make
Supergirl,
an
but they didn't
appearance.
have. He appears in like 2 episodes of Supergirl, but he's either like his back's to the camera, so you're not seeing him from the front, or the sun's in behind him, so you can't. He's like obscured, so you never really get.
Silhouette.
You never see Superman, and at a certain
See
point,
a silhouette of a Superman.
she's texting him.
Scaramouche.
Or she's messaging him. So it's like they just want to remind you that he's still around, but not have him on screen because, well, I don't think the TV shows are allowed to use Batman and Superman. Basically, anything they're intending to use in the movies, the rule has been that they can't use them in the TV show. Or the rumor is that they can't use them, and especially the big, like your Batman, your Superman. They're like no zones. Although now, like you said, they're casting for Superman for Supergirl, so that could be changing. So you maybe like you'll see a Superman, not all the time because it's still Supergirl. You don't want Superman just flying in every episode, fixing the problem, and then leaving and then coming back. You still want Supergirl to be your main one, but he'll be making appearances now and again. But who knows? Maybe we'll get a Batman somewhere down the line in this TV universe.
It'd be funny as if the Atom met Superman.
If what?
The Atom met Superman. It's like, I was you once.
Well, it's actually interesting since it's coming on WB that I think they've said they're going to have a 4-part crossover, actually, because now they have Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, which you haven't watched either. That's definitely worth.
Good.
That one's good. I mean, you've got so many heroes and villains that were cool, and time travel. So it's a nice blender of stuff. It's a good first season, and I think they found their footing. So the second season will be even better. But you got those 3, and you got Supergirl, all on the same network, all on different nights. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is a different one. So they're going to have a 4-night crossover between. So you watch Arrow, and then they're going to be there, all across the same
4-day movie.
It's like kind of thing. It's like wow, and like the Flash is I think the most popular one, and rightfully so. It's really good and fun, and it's just right. Arrow, it's kind of like we can't do Batman, so let's do Batman, but not as Batman. We'll make the Green Arrow Batman. More or less. He's dark, it's broody. It's a bit hard to watch in the first season. So I can't really... It's hard to recommend, but it's good to watch it. Like, we kept up with it because they have crossovers with The Flash, so it's nice to see the characters from both ones. But if you only watch The Flash, you see the crossover with Arrow, you're like, well, look at these guys kind of thing. So try to keep up with both, but I agree with you. Hard to watch Arrow.
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow, though, it's only got 1 season, so it's worth your watch.
I think I'll probably do that.
I'd say Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. Supergirl, if you can get around to it, yeah.
I still got to watch Star Wars Rebels Season 2.
Also true. You've got a long summer ahead of you.
There's not enough time. Just take a week off work and watch TV. So just do that.
Yeah, we've been... Carrie and I usually try to watch... We're watching those shows and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is another
Agent
superhero.
Carter got canceled.
We're still catching up with it. We've
So
got
did the
2 more
Muppet Show.
episodes of Agent Carter. because we'd heard about it getting canceled. We were like, we should still watch the episodes. I'm like, man, I'm kind of bummed it got canceled because it's really good, actually. I thought we only have 2 more episodes to watch of Ajucar, but I'm like, I don't know why it got canceled. I mean, it seems I don't know. I think I liked the second season better than the first season. Like, it was starting to get somewhere. I thought. I don't know how Carrie felt. I think she liked it too. So I would like to see it because I've been hearing about people petitioning, for a season 3 maybe on Netflix or something, and I'm in agreement. I think they could do something. Some people have been saying that they'd like to see more interaction between her and what S.H.I.E.L.D. would become, because in Agent Carter, it's before S.H.I.E.L.D. technically is S.H.I.E.L.D. It's like the World War II version, like the SOE, like the society, or not society, but it's got a different, it's not called S.H.I.E.L.D. yet. So some people are like, they'd like to see it more connected to S.H.I.E.L.D., but I don't know. I thought it was really good so far. So I think that one's worth watching, but that's a whole nother series. So you've got different homework to take care of. Yeah, a whole other set of shows. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been doing, I think it's been doing some good stuff. A lot of meta-human stuff, actually. It's come a long way since its first season, which was shaky. Yeah, shaky. Oh, man, there's so many shows to watch. But we're mostly caught up, so now I think next is Game of Thrones to catch up with. Yeah. Where were we? Oh, Captain America.
Strategic Scientific Reserve?
SSR. Yes, SSR.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they're called in the show because it's during the World War II. They haven't become S.H.I.E.L.D. yet. So you don't see any characters that would cross over other than technically Peggy, who, spoilers, is dead by Civil War. Oh well. I mean, it's not like she was ever...
She didn't make an appearance in there. It's just like a
No,
message.
but... Oh, you mean in Civil War?
Yeah.
Well, that's their funeral that they're at.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I meant. She was dead.
Yeah.
So, not that she would have anything to do anyway in Civil War. Heckin' Captain America, was it Captain America or is it Avengers? Age of Ultron. Well, basically, by the time the Avengers take place, she's already old, so she wasn't going to do anything anyway in the new ones. But it would be interesting to see her do stuff that maybe... Oh, you could have something that happened in the series that would affect something that happened that they find in the future that she does in the series. But I think Marvel's pretty much like DC, where they're keeping them separated. Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. technically, like, sort of acknowledges the movies. Like, they talked about Civil War. Like, it was on a TV about stuff going down, but it wasn't directly related. Like, agents didn't show up, obviously, on Civil War, and none of the Civil War characters or the movie characters show up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They kind of acknowledge it's taking place in the same universe, offhand, but Agents got their own storyline they're doing, so they're like, oh yeah, that's happening, but back to our regularly scheduled program, which is kind of a bummer. I imagined it when I first saw it as being something different. I imagined it as being a complete crossover, not the other way around.
Right.
But I guess that's I think that's what everyone thought was going to happen, but it didn't happen that way. Yeah. But yeah, it's all worth watching, I think, but you gotta take the time to... Who's got the time to do it, actually?
Exactly.
Sorry, so where are we at here?
Captain America?
Yes. You liked it. You said it was the best movie ever.
Well, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes. And I agree. It is. I'm with you. on that one is the best one. But I guess they're going to go bigger, too, next time. With the next one. Infinity War.
That's a two-parter?
It's so big, they're making it two movies as opposed to one.
Right.
So they're going to try to go bigger with the next one, but it's hard to top this one, I'd say, without getting too big, I guess. Overly big.
Yeah.
I figure they'll find some way to do it. But even this one had a lot of characters in it.
I'm just thinking about how Civil War ended. And it's like, oh, now they're a rogue team of mercenaries. If you can find them.
It even fits, too.
Yeah.
I see where you're going. That was good. If you can find them. That's good. I like that. But I guess some are taking place between there, though. There we go.
There it is.
10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a
Oh,
crime they
someone
didn't
should make a
commit.
crossover
These
this.
men promptly escaped from maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles
Huh?
Underground.
Yeah, that's good.
Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
Yeah. I like it. Someone should make that as like a
Captain America 4.
Secret Adventures. Wow. That was good. That was nice. Well thought. I never even thought of that. That was good. Well done, sir.
I was trying to set that up.
I admit I didn't see it coming. I did not see it coming. I didn't even think of that, but now I can't not think of it. I can't unsee it now.
Well, that was the first thing that came to my mind as soon as Tony Stark got the note from Captain America. And it's like, oh, so you're the A-Team now.
I should have. Shame on me for not putting
Yeah.
that together. Should have put that together.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, it was really good though. They, and some people complained about the kind of the plan. I think is one of the things that people were like, it seemed really convoluted for what it was trying to accomplish, essentially, because his whole master plan was basically to get Tony Stark to watch the video of the Winter Soldier killing his parents. Pretty much. I mean, the setup when they start fighting against each other, which side are we on? But his grand plan was not even the Sokovia Accords. Just look at this video. That guy screwed you over, and that guy knew it. You should fight him, kind of thing. Is the main plan when it comes right down to it. All this other stuff that happens is cool.
Catman versus Iron Man.
Yeah, that's what we're getting to. But I mean, at least it made sense why they were fighting. Batman v Superman, like, this is dumb. But Iron Man, like, okay, I get it.
And then they made up. Why'd you say Martha?
There would be no more Marthas.
Who the hell's Martha? Oh, I thought you said.
I thought you said. You didn't say Martha. Oh, and you said you said Martian.
No, you said Pepper Potts.
Ah.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how that made that on. Sorry.
that should no. Never mind. Okay. But yeah, I guess we both agree. Great movie. You haven't seen it? Why haven't you seen it? You should have seen it twice by now. Yeah, stand by that. Probably the strongest one. What's their next one coming out? Doctor Strange.
That already looks good.
It looks It's different than what they've done before because they're going to magic now.
But if it's anything that's like the Marvel animated Doctor Strange movie that's on Netflix, I think it's still on Netflix. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, okay. I admit I don't know much about Doctor Strange.
Oh, you never saw the?
I didn't see the animated one, and I've heard what he's about. A lot of mysticism. Oh, actually, no. I have seen one thing that he's kind of in, but he wasn't the main thing.
Did you see the teaser trailer for that?
Yeah, the Doctor Strange one.
Yes.
Yes, it's good. I don't know what's going on, but that's good.
It's good
because it didn't like oh, I know everything now. It's good.
Stephen Strange. Might I offer you some advice?
So, car accident.
Forget everything that you think you know.
I think that's it's from the comic.
Yeah. Surgeon. Hands are important. Accident causes him to mess up his hands, so he can't do what he did before.
Looking at the world through a keyhole. You've spent your life trying to widen it. Your work saved the lives of thousands. What if I told you that reality is one of many?
I don't believe in fairy tales about chakras or energy or the power of belief.
Sounds like House.
I was gonna say, right? Sounds a little weird.
You wonder what I see in your future? Possibility.
Why are you doing this?
There are other ways to save lives. So much you don't know.
Inception.
Teach me.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
I hope so. Well, you said you saw the animated one.
Yes.
So, okay. So you have a basis for the character already.
I knew nothing about him, and then I saw the animated one. Like, that explains everything, and now he's cool.
Okay. I'll have to check that out then. Because, yeah, I only know what I've heard other people say about him. And it's all good stuff. And, it's like I was saying, Marvel is taking Marvel in a new direction. Now they're entering a whole new world. Like, they've done superheroes. You've got your alien, your galactic with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
But now they're going mysticism. They're actually opening up the magic area. So you have a whole new section of Marvel that is untapped now. So there's how about this stuff? And there's open a new box. How about this? It's pretty cool. Because they can. And I trust them to do it. I don't think it's going to be like, what are you doing? I don't trust DC to do anything with them yet. But I think it's going to be cool.
But I think that's getting closer to completing the set of Infinity Stones, too.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because you have the 6 gems: mind, soul, power, space, time, and reality.
Is he supposed to have a gem?
I don't know.
Oh.
But I'm pretty sure that's going to contribute to it.
Yeah, is that the...
And Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is supposed to...
Is that before?
I think it's before.
Oh, okay. Because Guardians of the Galaxy 1 had a stone in it. The Avengers... Oh, no, I guess the Avengers did have a stone in it, too. Civil War didn't have a stone. It didn't deal with...
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is May next year.
Infinity War is after that?
Infinity Wars is a year after that.
Okay, so...
Part 1 is in May 2018.
Wow. Huh.
So 1 year after Guardians 2, and then Part 2 follows the year after that.
Wait, so you got Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy. Is there something else in there? Or is it just those two between? We need more Marvel. Just make up is Black Panther before?
Yes.
Okay. That feels like it puts it in the gap. So you got Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Then you got Infinity War. Ugh. It's a loaded deck. Because now everyone likes Black Panther too.
Exactly.
He was awesome in Civil War. And I don't know much about the character. I know Steve was talking about him way back in the podcast. But I want to say when they announced Ant-Man, or maybe Guardians of the Galaxy, he was talking about him. So yeah, that might be. I think Civil War really did a service. Actually, not even just to him, but also Spider-Man, which is technically Sony's movie. Homecoming, Super Spider-Man Homecoming, is technically Sony's movie, but I think Marvel's helming it.
Yeah, they have full control over it.
So it's basically a Marvel movie.
Yes.
Released by Sony. So
there it is. Found it. So we're right here, Civil War, and then Doctor Strange in November.
Mm-hmm.
The next year is Guardians of the Galaxy in May, and then
Okay.
Spider-Man Homecoming in July,
Nice.
and then Thor
Huh.
Ragnarok.
I totally forgot about that
November.
movie. I haven't really been a big
2017.
fan of the Thor movies, but that one sounds like it might be good.
Then Black Panther, February 2018. Then Infinity War, May 4th, 2018, Part 1. Then Ant-Man and the Wasp, July 6th in 2018.
May, June, July.
And then the following year, 2019, in May, is Avengers Infinity War Part 2. Then Captain Marvel, March 8th.
Huh. I thought Captain Marvel was sooner. But
And then the Inhumans, sometime after that.
that's
2019.
interesting that Ant-Man and Wasp is the only movie that falls in between Avengers Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2. And Part 1 and Part 2 are basically a year apart. But only Ant-Man and Wasp ends up between, so I wonder if it's going to hold some kind of special role. Although technically Ant-Man's not a new character now. Wasp is, I guess, but it'd be interesting like if the Captain Marvel one was between, and then like you had her movie in between, and then she shows up in Part 2 or something like that. Well, actually, she might just show up in Part 2 anyways. Knowing Marvel, they're like, oh, we'll just throw him in there. It'll be awesome.
Like Black Panther.
Like well, you got your Black Panther and you got Spider-Man.
2 years before his movie actually comes out.
Yeah, I didn't know it's that far out. I'm like, wow. It is going to be a while until we see that, unless they do some reshuffling.
It can happen. Well, they reshuffled it already, and they pushed Black Panther out further.
Because of...
I think for Spider-Man.
Okay. Oh, right.
And, yeah.
But I guess maybe they'll reshuffle again a little bit, because Black Panther was pretty popular. Maybe swap Black Panther and Thor. Like, I could push Thor a little bit. It's only Thor 3. Wow, that's so... Like, Civil War is Captain America's third movie. And Winter Soldier was, like, one of the best Marvel movies up to that point. And now Civil War, another Captain America movie, is, like, kind of the best. And the first Captain America, I didn't even watch until, like, way later. Like, it doesn't look interesting, or it doesn't seem interesting. But that's a series that has actually pushed basically the universe forward. Iron Man had 3 movies, but by the third one, it was kind of like his own thing. It was ancillary. It's like, here's his story.
Yeah.
Thor, the same thing too. It was just his story, sort of. Like the second one.
It's kind of like, it's one of those detour movies.
which is weird because the climax of the second Thor movie is like they're going to destroy the Earth, but only Thor is here. Avengers Assemble, destroying the Earth. No, not good enough. Okay, I got this. Thor got this.
He's a god.
It's like, is Thor there? He's got that. I'm just gonna relax.
Yeah.
But the Captain America one's been strong, like even stronger than Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, like you were saying. Weird. And that's only the Marvel movies.
Yeah. Who cares about DC? We don't need to look at that.
Well, between that and the Star Wars stuff that's going to be coming out, because they're getting one every year, so you can just sprinkle that along the top. Little Star Wars goodness. Heck,
Speaking
even
of which,
this year, we are getting one. Maybe. Yeah.
I like the trailer. Looks cool, hopeful, but with the reports of them having to shoot about, 40% of the movie?
Yeah.
And it's releasing in December? Really not much time. But I guess it's got to be done.
Well, everyone said like it took a darker tone. And I think some people are saying that they think the executives think it might be too dark, too far away from where 7 landed. 7 was like hopeful, it was fun. It still had its obviously heavier moments, but on the whole, it was pretty fun. But the Rogue One, it seems a lot more kind of, I would say darker, but like more like, I guess maybe a little darker, like more subtle and more like gritty kind of thing. Like some of the scenes where they're just like fighting the was it the AT-ATs?
Yeah.
On the beach. Like it was like watching Saving Private Ryan with AT-ATs on it. And that's like, well, that's gotta suck if you're running on the ground.
That's awesome.
It's like, well, I've got to run now. But you've never seen that before. But it seemed like a war movie kind of thing, which is like, oh, that's... And it is technically, when you come down to think about it, Star Wars it's a war, technically. You never really see the battles, but you know they got to be taking place somewhere. That kind of battle's got to be taking place somewhere across the galaxy. So I think it fit the theme well, but it might have not fit for what they wanted to do with the Star Wars movies. Or where they wanted to take them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that has me worried.
There might be too much of a departure?
No, well, just because the bar was set with 7, Force Awakens. And now, kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's like, here's that bar that you have to meet or exceed in order to qualify. And I guess the way this tested was it didn't even really meet that bar. A lot of people went in hopeful, but kind of came out disappointed. Like, this isn't really what we want. So we don't care if it's expensive. We can't lose our momentum right now. We just started.
It's like you said, it's also the first of the anthology movies, too.
Yeah.
It's the first one. It's like 7 was to the episodes. This is the first one. It's gotta really pop, because this is where your starting point is for your movies that are not technically part of the episodic ones. So I could see how they felt maybe not strong enough to be that first one, or not the right feel that they were going for what they wanted to do. I mean, we'll never know unless they release like a super, like, here's all the footage we originally shot, because they in theory have it all shot. They're just gonna reshoot 40% of it, like another half of a movie. So in theory, maybe you could actually see, like, here's the original version. I doubt it, but like, here's the deleted stuff in this way, because it's all shot, it's all edited. So in theory, they could just like, here's both versions Although they probably want to keep the yeah.
Not with Disney having such a strong control, wanting to retain that strong control over storyline and all that. All the stuff that was canon before in the expanded universe, nope, fan fiction. Because we want to reestablish everything and have control over everything going forward. So it's not going to mess with our plans.
And they wanted to keep cherry pick what they wanted from the extended universe into what they wanted, which makes sense for them.
Hopefully the original Han Solo trilogy stays intact. But they're introducing him into Rogue One, so we'll see. Cameo.
I guess that's also part of why the reshoots needed to happen, because they have cast him now.
40% of it.
Well, no, not that, but that's probably another reason why some of the reshoots is like, okay, we need to add him in somewhere. Probably not 40%, maybe a smaller percentage, obviously, but I'm sure the executives are like, put him in. He's got to be somewhere in here. Background.
We got to marvel this up.
We got to make connections. It's all got to be connected.
Connections.
I mean, it's what Disney's doing very well. Like you're saying, like The Rebels, the second season, just finished not too long ago. And it takes place before A New Hope. Probably during the time Rogue One actually takes place. It's a big galaxy, so they can take place at the same time if they want to. But it's interesting because you see characters that are in A New Hope, but you're seeing them before that takes place, so you're kind of getting like a little bit of like, oh, they're gonna end up here at this time, but I don't want to spoil anything because you haven't seen it yet. But it's a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some things online, and I can't read this, spoilers.
Yeah.
But then everyone kind of just, they're gushing about how good it is and how they want to see more integration of that into the movies and the parks and all this other stuff.
I think that'd be awesome. I don't know how closely obviously that portion works with the movie portion. Like, I like to hope they're all kind of under an umbrella where everyone can see.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I hope so. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, because then you can get a good crossovers across the thing. Hopefully. I sometimes forget that Rebels takes place before episode 4, actually. Or, sorry, episode 4.
A New Hope.
I was like, because I just saw 7, it's like, oh, it takes place no, this is before 4. And the anthology is before 4 as well. But then the next episode is going to be 8. Like,
it's like you're on the Star Tours ride at Disneyland. I'm in the prequel. Now I'm in.
What time is it now? I think I'm in a pod race. Isn't that Darth Vader over there? Why is he riding a pod racer? Oh, we're gone.
That's weird.
That was weird. Did I freak out there?
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
We should probably go back to the space station. I think we ended up somewhere weird.
Again.
But yeah, hopefully the reshoots go smoothly. Hopefully they have an idea what they want to do, because it sounds like they did what they wanted to do and it wasn't right. So hopefully it's not some kind of patch job where we have...
At least they found the mistake now.
40% of the mistake.
And they're working on correcting it. So, fingers crossed, hopefully.
Hopefully they work well under pressure.
Hopefully. But they do have the resources behind it, so that's a good thing.
And Disney has a lot. They're not just going to let it float out there, like you said. They're going to try as hard as they can to throw as much whatever they need to, money, manpower, just to make it hopefully sparkle. I don't know if it's gonna, but I liked the trailer, the first trailer. It was awesome, but apparently that might not be what the movie's about anymore. So
we'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Time will tell. hopefully we'll see a new trailer, a new update, and then things will be LPG from there on out.
It's like a completely different trailer. Like, so that trailer is now for a movie that does not exist anymore. Yes.
It's kind of like how our shows start and end.
Completely different.
Completely different. Off on so many tangents.
Nobody knows what's going to happen. Well, we got an idea what's going to happen. Maybe.
We know when it's going to begin. Not sure when it's going to end, but I think this is the end
This is the end.
of this one.
Oh, this one. And brings
This
us to the
time.
end.
This time.
End of movie time this time.
This time.
Yeah, sounds good. If you'd like to email us, you can send it to our email address at taconightspodcast@gmail.com. gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/TacoKnightsPodcast, as well as the Twitter at Taco Nights. No podcast. Doesn't fit. Ooh, disco. Nice. Also on the Instagram at Taco Nights Podcast. But we're always here to listen to what you have to say, and we'll be sure to talk about it.
It's nothing but Star Wars.
Thank you, Bill Murray. Anyways, I've been your co-host.
They can't
K-Cola.
see you dancing.
I'm totally dancing
Can't see you dancing.
with my fellow co-host, Ben.
Disco brochachos.
Dancing to the beat.
Dun, dun.
Till next time, when we talk about it.
Talk about it. Yeah. Star Wars.